Companies like Angie's List and agencies that sell on a complete pay per lead basis are secretly keeping you trapped and running on this hamster wheel that is actually truly preventing your business from really growing. And I'm going to show you how. Because these lead generation services, they've basically turned into a pay to play middleman where they are selling you your own customers because they have more visibility and more trust. And the whole thing is set up to basically bleed you cash and you carry all the risk. I am absolutely in no way denying that, Angie's List or these pay per lead agency services, they will absolutely get you jobs 100%, but they're keeping you trapped and they're bleeding you cash. So let's just start off with what even is Angie's List? How does it work? How do these pay per lead services even work, right? Basically, they generate on a national scale, or, if it's an agency, probably a statewide campaign. They just generate an abundance of leads by using one massive, broad campaign that again is like either nationwide or statewide. So that location, radius allows them to get leads for super cheap. And then they just, upload them to their platform, or, they sell them to whatever customers that are in that area. And that's how it goes, right? The biggest thing, of course, is that they sell the leads to multiple different people. So, of course, these are not exclusive leads, but it's really just a homeowner that, we've blasted to 4 to 8 different companies. And these companies like Angie's List, or again, these, pay per lead agencies, they are charging the price that it costs for you just to get a lead in general. Okay. If you are an asphalt paving company or a hardscaping company or a remodeling company, and your minimum ticket is around, 8 to 10 to 12K, you're going to be paying around, I would say 80 to 160 bucks for this lead. So let's just call it $120. So now not only are you paying an absolute premium for the lead that you could definitely generate yourself, if the average cost per click in your area is $7 and you're paying 120 bucks for a lead, that means that on just Google search alone, that your ads and your website would have to have less than like a 5% conversion rate for you to literally get the exact same results. And now this is a lead that's completely unique to you, and they are looking for the best person to do the job. They're not just treating you as a commodity. So you're buying a lead that becomes a race, who quotes the lowest, and basically who's willing to practically work for nothing and just destroy their margin. Because of course, how this works is when you lower your price or you come down on your price, to win a job, the only thing that you're doing is actually removing profit. Because when you quote a job, you have labor, you have cost of goods, you have everything included in there already. You're not going to go, into the negative. You're not going to accept a bid on a job where you have, removed the total cost of goods. So you're digging out of your pocket for that. So the only thing that you're removing, right, is that top piece, which is going to be your profit. So it's who can get squeezed the most for the job. Real quick, if you run a local service business that does at least $1 million a year and you want to offload your marketing so you can grow your business, we can help. From website management to Google ad campaigns to Facebook ads to Google My Business profile optimizing, or even if you don't even know what you need, we can help with that too. We've managed over $20 million in ad spend and worked with over 150 business owners just like yourself. Click the first link in the description, go to our contact page, fill out the quick form, and someone from Eberhard Media will personally call you on the phone to verify your details and book a time on the calendar so we can talk and learn about how we can help. So, of course, not only does this kill your margins, but now you're no longer competing on value and you are literally treated as a commodity. People go on, companies like Angie's List, they go on websites like Angie's List, and they're looking for, okay, we're just shopping around doing a quote. Here's what we want. Who can give us the best price? They're not going to your website because Angie's List and these pay-per-lead agencies, they own the entire relationship. They own the funnel, they have the trust, they have the reviews, yada, yada. So you are literally just buying these as a marketplace, okay? If you are selling something like, life insurance, that might be different because at the end of the day, it's realistically all the same thing. But if you want to grow a company that's able to sell a premium service at a premium price and not just be competing, to the dollar, then Angie's List is where you're going to get stuck forever. And again, like I said, can you get business from this? Can you get leads? Absolutely. But when you spend all this time and money on companies like Angie's List, you become stuck and now you're in this hamster wheel because you can absolutely generate a few $100,000, or if you're a serious competitor on there, you can definitely generate, between $500,000 to $1 million in revenue from Angie's List. But again, that is where you are stuck. You cannot scale beyond, $2, $3, $4, $5 million a year by just using something like Angie's List. You're going to have to stand out as the premium service, likely increase your prices and not just be competing on price. And in order to do that, the only way is to separate yourself. So how do you separate yourself from the other companies that are using Angie's List and pay-per lead systems? Well, that's going to be to generate your own leads. Okay. And I know what people say. They go, oh, but generating, your own leads and doing your marketing is, so expensive, yada, yada. Okay. Let me show you an example here of a company. They are an asphalt paving company and they only spend a couple $1,000s a year and they only want to advertise during their absolute peak seasons that they have every single year. All right, so if I go ahead and show my screen here, you can see that this asphalt paving company that has like pretty much an $8,000 minimum on most jobs. They don't really take any patching. They don't do seal coating anymore. So they're just primarily doing these residential full driveways and they're getting leads for $49.20 on average, over 76 total leads. I know this isn't a ton of volume, but again, I wanted to show you an example of a client that is only spending a few $1,000s during their busy season, and they are able to get leads for half the price of Angie's List. This proves that someone is not just looking for the commodity, but they are, looking at your website, looking how long you've been in business, looking at your full funnel, looking at your work and inquiring personally. And not only that, but it's half the price. This was $50. And yes, okay, you might not know how to run Google Ads, but you can pay someone to run Google Ads and it's really not that big of a deal. So please do not ever feel like you are just trapped with Angie's List. That's the only way you can generate leads. You are absolutely able to compete in your own local market very easily with Facebook, Google My Business Profile, Google Ads, etc. So to finish off this video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the actual trap that you get in, okay? This little hamster wheel, and why does that happen, okay? So what happens when you start buying these leads from either Angie's or an agency? What happens is that all you're doing is you are immediately trading your dollars for leads, and that is it. The second that you stop paying these people, these agencies, then leads stop flowing. And no matter what, right when you stop, you are now in the exact same spot that you were before you started doing it. Because now, for instance, that asphalt paving company that I just showed you, now they have data in an ad account. Even if, God forbid, they fire my agency and we're not working with them anymore, they've got thousands and thousands of dollars in ad spend in their ad account that they own, that they can see, okay, what is converted in the past, what hasn't, what areas of our city convert the best for us, what are the search terms people are looking for. They have all this data. So every single dollar spent on the ad platforms that are, native to your company, that your company own, is actual progress towards, continuously cracking that paid advertising affordable lead generation. But when you pay for just the pay per lead, all it is purely an exchange and you get actually nothing from it besides the lead. So the biggest benefit of generating your own leads through, again, just your website, organic Facebook ads, Google ads, SEO, it doesn't matter what it is, but now you actually own the entire funnel. So now not only are you not just competing on price, ruining your margin and getting treated as a commodity, but you're also able to generate leads for arguably the same price, if you know how to do it or if someone knows how to do it, or even better. And then no matter what happens, you are actually still gaining progress. Like you now have a physical, well, I guess not physical, it's on the internet, but you actually have a tangible asset that your company can use that, grows with you guys forever. If you run a huge Facebook, Google ads campaign, and let's say you hire and fire 10 different agencies, you still have assets, you still have video, you still have creative, you still have, data that you've spent money on to learn, your cost per click in your area, what keywords work for you guys and what don't. You get a lot of feedback on your website. This is how you will actually grow your business to, $3, $5, $7, $8 million a year, is by getting off that hamster wheel, bucking up and doing all of this internally in your own company. So now again, you no longer compete on price. You are no longer treated as a commodity. And now you can separate yourself from the vast of this market and all these people that are just, waiting for these leads to dump into the trough and they can just start eating away, because that's never going to separate you. And that's not how you're going to be able to scale your business. Well, I hope I was able to teach you something in this video. If you think I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. I would love to just go, have a friendly back and forth with you. But I very much hate these lead generation services and I hate pay per lead because I think it is actually just a trick to keep business owners like yourself on a hamster wheel, and you're never able to actually take the training wheels off. And I think it's overpriced. So my name is John Eberhard. I hope I was able to teach you something, and I will talk to you soon.